What's up, good people? What's up, good people? It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder, coming to you from the lab. And you know, when we in the lab, we got something cooking for you. It's Mindset, Motivate, Move Monday. So y'all know what that means. I'm going to ask you, how was your weekend? Did you do something fun? I know I did enjoy watching the football games this weekend. The Ravens didn't play because they played on Thursday night and won. So I'm glad they back on track. They got 2 wins under their belt now after before and after the bye. So good, happy to see them rolling in the right direction. Hopefully we can keep it going next week and everything like that. But the other games that went on, watch some of those too. The Kansas City Buffalo game, that's always a good one. Buffalo pulled that one out. So just had an enjoyable, peaceful weekend, and I hope yours was the same as well. Let's hop into. We are 8 weeks remaining in 2025. 8 weeks. That's all we got left. 2025 is 8 weeks away from being over. So as I was thinking about what I wanted to discuss going into these last 8 weeks, finishing strong, as we've been talking about. We just finished the series, the last 2 weeks talking about prepare to elevate 2026. I knew I wanted to go into the additional, and we talked earlier about finishing strong before that, but I wanted to talk about the lessons learned from 2025, and we're going to spend these 8 weeks going over some of the digital content that I presented this year, just kind of like a rewind and a review of those points that we talked about, because this year was about what? Power moves. Power moves, the year of intentional movement. We should have been intentional about the moves that we made this year, and we want to finish the year being intentional about the power moves that we're making so that we can prepare to elevate in 2026. So the series that I'm creating here is lessons learned in 2026, and we're going to spend these next 8 weeks talking about the different topics that I covered, and we're going to start off with the 10 Commandments of sustainability and clarity. This was probably one of the most this is one that I knew I was going to have to do because of how powerful I knew that it was. And if we're going to be successful going into 2026 and even further, these are the 10 Commandments, and we're going to have an overview of them. I'm going to do 2 a day that we must have in order for you to create the sustainability and have the clarity that you need. Y'all know here with us, we are adamant about the transformation from chaos to clarity. Being addicted to chaos is not good. And we need you as an entrepreneur, you as a leader, you as an organization to be weaned off of the chaos that's out here and not allow the chaos to impact you in the way that it is. But you have to have certain structures in place. So let's talk about this 10 Commandments of sustainability and clarity. Um, Sustainability in business and life isn't about maintaining the status quo. It's about mastering clarity, consistency, and conviction. And that's what we've been doing all this year. Hopefully, we're working on it, and we're a work in progress. These 10 Commandments represent a timeless principles that build endurance, not exhaustion. You should not feel exhausted after dealing with these 10 Commandments. As we're going to close 2025, this week is about revisiting, as I said, and rewinding, and the foundational rules that allow you as a visionary, you as an entrepreneur, you as an organization to sustain purpose, to protect your peace, and to prepare to elevate in 2026. And one of my business associates, she was talking about that too. Coach Marcy was talking about protecting your peace. 2025, if you did not protect your peace, then going into 2026, you want to make sure that you are protecting you put yourself in a position to protect your peace. So let's talk about these. Let's talk about the first two commandments, the commandment 1 and commandment 2. Commandment 1 is be clear, thou shalt be clear on thy vision. I want you to write these down. I want you to write them down. Thou shalt be clear on your vision, and thou shalt not. But commandment 2 is thou shalt know thy core values. Because here's what happens, or has happened. Vision gives you direction. If you meet someone that tells you that they don't have vision as a part of their personal value system and their brand value system, you need to run. Values give you discipline. Vision gives you direction. Values give you discipline. Together they define your brand's compass and where you go. And y'all know what I said. Everything that JNF Enterprises does and everything that I do from a personal standpoint is based off of my personal value system and my brand value system. That you must have that in place. What's up, dude? Morning, bro. You must have those in place. If you don't have them in place, that was something that didn't quite happen in 2025. You want to make sure that you put them in place in these next 8 weeks going into 2026, because there are going to be some people, and you're going to hear me say these next 8 weeks, there are going to be some people, places, and things that you're going to have to let go of. They cannot go with you into 2026. And you have to be willing to let them go. Why? Because you have vision, which is your direction. Some people may not be going in the same direction you, and your values, which are it gives you discipline to be able to say, you know what, I love myself too much, and I love my business and my purpose too much to be able to allow someone to keep me from where it is that I need to go. When you know who you are and where you're going, that's having your identity, and that's also knowing your purpose. Knowing your identity and having a purpose, distractions lose their power. So anybody that tells you in 2020, going into 2026, that they don't have, that they don't know who they are, and they don't know where they're going, they don't have a sense of identity, they don't have a sense of purpose, and they Can you hear me now? I'm sorry, yo. Can you hear me? Give me a. If you can hear me, put it in the chat. Put it in the comments. I'm sorry. Put it in the comments. Oh, it's not on. Okay, can you hear me now? Hopefully you can hear me now. Let me know if you can hear me. Give me a yes if you can hear me. Can you hear me, Doc? I may have to do this over. Okay, I'm gonna have to go out. Oh, okay, so you can hear me now. Okay. So I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure where I stopped. So I will continue where I'll start back where I started. Here are three things that I need you to do for today. Here's the homework for today. Here's what I need you to do. Um, I need you to build your 2026 strategy. That's today. This is Mindset, Motivate, Move Monday. So as a consequence, we got to put a strategy together. You should have a strategy that you put together. Okay? I need you to put a strategy together, but make sure that that strategy aligning every decision that decision with clarity, with clearly written vision and defined values. Making sure that you have vision, your values, and you want to make sure that those visions and values move you towards your elevation in 2026. You want to make sure that. So as you sit down today, as you think about that, and think about where it is that you see yourself in 2026, I want you to visualize that. Visualize yourself by what you want to see you accomplishing by 2026. We did this year. Where did you see yourself? And ask yourself, you can revisit 2025. Were you at the beginning of the year? Where is it that you said you wanted to be? And then you have to ask yourself the question: am I where I wanted to be by the end of this year? And if you're not, then that's where you do the self-assessment and you say, okay, here are the things that I wanted to do, here are the things that I wasn't able to accomplish, but here are the things that I'm going to do going into 2026. And be real about that to make sure that you hone in on that. Let's take these lessons learned from the 10 commandments of sustainability and clarity, and utilize them to elevate us into 2026. 2026 is about elevation, and I want you to be ready to elevate. And the only way that you're going to be ready to elevate is by having a strategy, by having in place your vision, which is your purpose, and then your identity, knowing who you are and what it is that you want to achieve. So that's what I got for you today. We can go into more detail. Y'all know what to do. I'll put in the description there the calendar, so you can actually get on the calendar. We can go into more detail. We can talk about have a strategy session or two or three or however many strategy sessions that you will require in order to be able to put your strategy together for 2026. If you don't have a strategy together, then yeah, you need to get on my calendar. and let's talk about your vision, how we can assist you to be able to bring that vision to reality. And that's what we're about. So let's elevate, but we have to have a strategy on how we're going to elevate. So that's what I got for you. It's your boy, the Impact Builder. These and the other file of digital content are on my YouTube channel. These will be specifically in a folder by themselves. You want to go all the way down. You can actually one folder that has this title: Lessons Learned in 2026. This is week 1. It'll be 8 weeks. We're going these last 8 weeks, and I'll have the weeks panned out, so you can just go into whichever week that you want to be able to go into. So That's what I got for you. We'll be right back here tomorrow morning, same time, talking about commandments 3 and 4. We'll be talking about commandments 3 and 4 tomorrow. So have a great, fantastic Monday. We will see you right back here tomorrow. Peace.